Let's do it. Greetings, Lancer Nation. Here we are on this lovely March afternoon. What are we, a couple days away from St. Patty's Day, I believe, here on this Saturday, March 15th, the first of two games with your USC Lancers lovely Doomsday Corner hosting the USC Union Bantams. My name is Nick Lawrence. I'll be calling your play-by-play. And then over to my left, we have Justice Knight. Justice, go ahead and greet everybody and tell people what's on your mind today as we settle in.
Well, hope you guys are all having a lovely day and lovely afternoon. I mean, it's certainly lovely out here, and I'm blessed to be hosting you guys today, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
It sure was a great series opener yesterday, wasn't it, Justice? We ended up mercy ruling, winning the game 8-0, and in the process, continued a little bit of a streak now. We've won 2 in a row. We've won, what is it, 3 out of the last, or 4 out of the last 6.
Yep.
We also tied, closed into a tie with Union and also Gaston College for second place within region play, as all 3 of our teams that I just mentioned are knotted at 6 and 4. So today will cause a little bit of separation, at least this first game, between Union and Lancaster. Of course, we're all chasing Flodar right now, but hope springs eternal. They're not that far ahead of us. What do you think about what you saw yesterday, Justice? Obviously, we had the great performance by Jared Whirling. We had Zach West hitting his first home run of the season.
Yep.
A lot of exciting stuff. Tell me what stood out to you the most about it all.
I mean, our pitching was dominant. We were to be able to put up 0 through 7 innings and cause that mercy rule. But I think what underrated part of the game was John Barshaw with a 3-run home run early on to give us that lead. And then we just built off of that from there.
Yeah, that dinger, that tater, if you will, by Jonathan Barshaw. Hopefully we'll be able to use a lot of slang for home runs in the Lancer blue. They're wearing the blue uniforms, which, by the way, are my favorite of the uniforms. Although, didn't it used to have yellow font on the jerseys, Blake, or was it always blue and white? Are these a little new?
I think they had the yellow, but not really sure.
Okay, yeah, we're not sure, but we do know that Barshaw's home run, to which Justice alludes, was his 3rd on the year. Justice, you've been telling me all along that Barshaw shows some of the most pop in practice of anybody, and you were kind of surprised he didn't have more taters going into that yesterday's game because of just what you see him do in practice. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, he's a great hitter. He's a great guy in general just to be around. But, I mean, in batting practice, you can see that he has a lot of power as well as good contact. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes the year with almost double-digit home runs.
What a luxury for Coach Calhoun, who, by the way, Coach Calhoun is out of the penalty box today. I saw him on the field. He's here. We're going to be seeing him coaching third base. He's ready to roll. But what a luxury for Coach Calhoun to have Barshaw batting 9th, turning the lineup around, and also patrolling center field. I mean, the guy's kind of doing it all.
Yep.
And he bats 9th, and it flips back over to Lutz, Barron, and the guys, right? So, our lineup's looking really good right now. We're going to be starting, we talked about Jared Whirling's incredible performance yesterday. We're starting a young man today who is also having a strong year. C.J. Lincoln, another lefty, comes in with a very impressive in Region 10 ERA of 3.14. I mean, that, again, not much more Coach Calhoun can ask there. He's made 7 appearances. He's struck out 24, only walked 10. Good numbers. What do you expect to see from CJ today, and what can the fans expect in terms of kinds of pitches and stuff like that?
I mean, he's a very great arm from the left side. His fastball has a high spin rate, so it's hard to pick up on. Great off speed was this curveball and his changeup that he's developed with Coach Schreiner. So, I mean, he's one of our best pitchers, and I'm confident that if the guys rally behind them offensively, we'll have success today.
That's wonderfully said. And speaking of which, Blake's showing us what we look like here. Evidently, he's got a camera in here too. I love it. Speaking of which, pitchers today, Justice, you were telling me you really like the numbers for Union's starter. His name is Carson Bay. Wow. And so I'm just kind of looking at it now. Carson Bay comes in at 6-0 with a 1.13 ERA. The young man has struck out 25 hitters. He's only walked 7. So I mean, okay, we're going to be looking at some serious stuff, it sounds like. What were you thinking when you were looking at that line?
I mean, you can't lie, it's impressive. So, I mean, if we can get rally offensively, hopefully we can kind of go against those great numbers that he has.
Yeah, I mean, you can't win them all, and so maybe this will be one of those days where, where we get him, especially with our offense rolling right now. But you can see that's one of the reasons that Union has had such a strong year. I mean, in addition to a pretty stellar lineup, which we held down yesterday, right? In addition to a stellar lineup with big numbers on the stat sheet, now they bring in this pitcher. So Lincoln against Bay, I mean, maybe it'll be a little bit of a pitcher's duel. Who knows with these offenses? It's a nice little breeze blowing in Doomsday Corner, and as Justice likes to point out, it is a hitter's park, especially right-handed hitters love to hit here. That left center fence.
Yeah, a lot of taters.
What's that now?
A lot of taters over there.
A lot of taters over there. You know, it makes you wonder, like, I guess they've got somebody whose job it is to go get all those balls. Probably red shirts, right? And stuff like that to chase down the balls. Balls are expensive.
Yeah. Those and the foul balls. We lose quite a few foul balls over in that forest area, kind of behind the first base side.
Yeah, Justice is talking about how, over the right field fence there, we've got the road, the kind of feeder road that comes in here to the field and also to North Elementary. Lindsay Pettis Greenway. And it connects to our beautiful Greenway, too, which we encourage everyone within the geographic area to please go check out. It's one of the crown jewels, I would say, even of the city of Lancaster. But anyway, that Greenway road, if the ball, I guess, just makes it to the road, it's going to bounce into the woods.
Yep.
And that's going to, boy, that takes me back. That reminds me of, just the pickup baseball, Little League baseball, where there was always woods everywhere. And if you lost the ball, it was kind of like Sandlot time. The game was over. You know what I mean? You know the movie Sandlot, I hope.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Tell me what some of your favorite baseball movies are. I from a young man's perspective, maybe your list will be a little different. Sandlot's got to be up there, right? Top 10. What else do you love?
Sandlot, Moneyball. Charlie Sheen does a great job. The Wild Thing. My dad.
You're talking about Major League.
Major League. My dad. He probably played that movie 10 times when I was a little kid.
Oh yeah, Major League is outstanding. I mean, that's just one of those that whenever a streaming service suggests it, boy, I'll click it. I think I don't know. Have you ever seen Field of Dreams?
Yeah, with what's his name? Kevin Costner,
Kevin
right?
Costner and variety. James Earl Jones, a variety of great actors, actually. Then you got, what about League of Their Own, about women's baseball? Did you ever check that out?
It was a good movie.
Outstanding movie. Probably my favorite baseball movie of all time is a little bit on the dark side. It's a movie called 8 Men Out. Have you seen that one? It's a pretty star-loaded cast as well, including John Cusack, among others, Michael Rooker, variety of fantastic actors. It's about the 1919 White Sox and the gambling scandal and why Joe Jackson's not in the Hall of Fame and all the bad news, right? The sort of gamblers dominating the sport, and it's fantastic. For those of you that have not seen it, I definitely recommend that as well. Looks like the coaches are shaking hands now. The umpires are even fist bumping each other. They got a lot of work to do today for a doubleheader, wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
it's a lot of work for these guys. There's only 2 of them. Kind of blows my mind that we go with 2 umpires for a college level game. They just have to be watching everything.
Yeah, they have to have their eyes sharp.
And now your mighty Lancers are taking the field. I would imagine, is Lincoln going to get a little more warm-up pitches for the first inning than he would get for other innings, or does he just get like a certain amount and then that's it and it's time to go?
I forget the rules because they might have changed this year, but I think you're right. I think the first inning you're allowed maybe 1 or 2 extra pitches compared to if you come in and you warm up normally.
Okay. Well, while we watch this young man warm up, and I think you have a screenshot of him, you kind of see the smooth delivery. And he's had the good year we've talked about. I'm bringing up his profile page on USCL's website, which that needs to be updated because I want to know their hobbies and their eating habits and whatnot. But I do have their roster here, and Mr. Lincoln is 6'6", so he's got to be one of the taller people on your team.
Could have played basketball.
Probably does play a little pickup basketball with that kind of a frame. He checks in at 255 pounds. He is from Aiken, South Carolina, so a big, strong frame. And you've been telling me he's a power pitcher with a lot of spin off the fastball, right?
Yep. Great off speed too. I mean, he's even got a couple schools in the stands I saw. I don't know quite where from, but there's a couple scouts in the stands somewhere.
Interesting, you saw some scouts, and we're picking up steam on the attendance as I look out the window. It really is. It's one of those days that it's like totally gray and I would say beautiful. Just the breeze is just kind of wafting around, being playful with you. Who knows what kind of weather we're going to get tomorrow? But as we know, we were going to play tomorrow, Justice, but they moved us to Friday.
Yep.
When the game starts, and it looks like it's going to be soon, here he comes to the plate. It is going to be Josh Jackson, who comes in with a .362 batting average and an amazing 21 stolen bases in 22 games. Yesterday, in action, Jackson had a hit, was hit by pitch, made a couple outs, but he got picked off. So, and here we have another lefty. Let's see what happens here between the speedster Jackson and Mr. Lincoln. And we are underway. Welcome to Doomsday Corner, and thank you for joining us. Here we go. And that first pitch is going to be a little inside, ball one. Yes, I must bring up my Game Changer app. And that is called for a strike to even the count. The delivery, sharply fouled to the right side by Jackson. Now Lincoln in a commanding, pleasant position here with a 1-2 pitcher's count. That is weakly popped backwards. It just didn't have any spine to it. But he did make contact. He's staying alive. We are still at 1-2. Looks like Union brought some fans with them too, Justin. You can see over on the right side from where we're sitting. That is a little grounder. Lincoln makes a great play. I think he did not get him, though. Boy, Jackson can go. Great effort by Lincoln. The hat came off, the spinning throw.
I was surprised he got to that ball.
Yes, but that is an infield hit for Jackson. So I think now we're going to definitely see some gamesmanship with this runner as Talarisco comes to the plate now. And he was 3 for 3 yesterday. He had a big day at the plate. Let's see what Lincoln does with him here. And there is the pickoff move, Justice. What do you think about CJ's pickoff move?
I mean, it's always great as a lefty to be able to see that runner. And, I mean, CJ does a great job of maintaining balance and kind of hiding that front leg to give a sneaky pickoff.
There he goes with a second pickoff, and Jackson is safely back. The Union dugout filled with chatter, perhaps anticipating an effort to swipe the thievery of it all a bag. There's the pitch. Jackson goes nowhere. It is called low. A lot to be watching here. It feels there's an energy in the air, isn't there, Justice? There's something going on here.
Union definitely looking for a bounce-back game after yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, they got shut out. They got mercy ruled. Another pickoff move. And the first base coach looks very pleased with himself over there. Pretty happy about this cat and mouse game. Garabedian at first, always smiling. Here comes the pitch. It is popped in the air to right. Looks like it's going to be playable. Yes, sir. That is going to be the first out. Nice play there. That'll bring up Elrod. Elrod had a fielder's choice, a single, and a flyout last game, but he's had a pretty monster year. He comes in as one of the team leaders in RBIs with 26. He's also got 3 homers. So CJ, I'm sure, is being careful here, even as he deals with this runner at first. And another pickoff. Oh, they got him in a pickle. And they got him. They picked him off again. That is the second time, CJ. Second time. CJ's first, but the second time, Justice, that we've caught that runner. What do you think about that? How does that make Lincoln feel to have that erased?
I mean, that's their most dangerous weapon. You prove that you can get them out, so it's got to feel good.
It feels good, and now we've got 2 outs, nobody on base. The pitch, the foul back, that's just a case of CJ outfoxing Jackson there. Sometimes it's a question of who's more mentally strong, isn't it? I mean, you were telling me that yesterday. Jackson just couldn't resist. He had to run, and he got caught.
Yep. I mean, he picked off 4 or 5 times, and he still went over and got him again.
That's amazing. The pitch, that is inside. That is actually hit Elrod. So that'll bring up Kirksey, who struck out, flied to right, and popped to third in the last game. Big left-handed hitter here, Kirksey. As I desperately try to bring up my stats, I'm glad Blake doesn't have me on camera now. He hits at 348 with 19 RBIs, so a big hitter for this team here, Justice. But there's a little squibber. It looks like the throw is not going to happen. Just dribbled down the third base line. Really, there was no play for West there.
Yeah, CJ did a great job getting weak contact. Just fell where somebody wasn't.
Yeah, it was almost like a bunt single, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Here comes Underwood to the plate now, right-handed hitter. He went 0 for 3 yesterday. So a runner in scoring position now for Underwood as Lincoln moves into his 11th pitch here. And a little bit of cat and mouse going on again with the runner at second. And then over at short and second, you've got Barron and Lutz that seem to be trying to, like, I don't know, at least make Elrod think a little bit about that lead. I mean, is that what they do in practice? They work on trying to, here comes a pitch. And it is a wild pitch. Elrod goes to third. Kirksey moves to second off the wild pitch. Well, that is unfortunate. Okay, so now runners are at second and third. The count is 1-1. A little bit of pressure on CJ here, Justice?
A little bit, but he's also a very mentally strong guy, so he knows how to stay composed and fight.
This feels like a big moment. Let's see if CJ can close the door here. That is skied to the right side, but that's going to hook foul, ladies and gentlemen. So now it's a 1-2 count. Yet another 1-2 count. I mean, he's been getting in these dominant positions, but, you know, there was the hit by pitch. There was a little dribbler. Let's see if we can close the deal here. CJ's decided on his pitch, and the delivery is forthcoming. Sharply grounded up the middle. That's a base hit. That's definitely going to score Elrod. Here comes Kirksey as well. There will be no throw to the plate. And just like that, Union is on the board with the single by Underwood, the 2-run single. So there will be no shutout today, Justice. That'll bring up Korupski, who we have not seen yet in this series. Korupski, a right-handed hitter. He comes in with a .233 batting average and a .320 on base percentage. Let's just get out of this inning at this point, right, Justice?
Yep.
There's a bunt right down the third base line. No play for West. And Union dugout is super pumped up now. Korupski with the bunt single, and that has got to be frustrating. So here comes Everett to the plate. And I don't think we saw Everett yesterday either. We did see Korupski. He pinch hit at the end of yesterday's game. Everett stands in now. Let me see if I can get some numbers on him. 175 average, but a .389 on base percentage. The pitch from Lincoln looked like a curveball.
Yep, nice little curveball.
Curveball popped in there for strike one. Runners on first and second. Union has jumped to a 2-0 lead. Lincoln trying to put this inning away. That is fouled to the right side, and so now Lincoln is up 0-2 once again. A nice favorable count for Lincoln. And that just missed.
It's a great pitch.
Oh, goodness gracious. Aunt Minnie. The count is now 1-2.
Yeah, good discipline by the batter to leave that low.
Yeah, that took
Great
some
spot.
bravery to not swing. And that is a hit batsman. Lincoln looks a little rattled, perhaps. Here comes the number 9 hitter, Richards now, who was 0 for 2 yesterday. Richards And then they're going to be right back, Justice. If this is their 9th hitter of the inning. Richards has a 286 batting average and a 432 on base percentage. He's got ducks on the pond. That was a good pitch there, though, to make it a strike one. Lincoln settling in here. The delivery. Strike two. Beautiful pitch on the inside corner. Not a lot Richards could do with that, and now Lincoln is up 0-2. He checks his wristband, thinking about what he wants to throw here. And that ends the inning. A swing and a miss, as they say, but not before. Union picks up 2 runs. And now we will take a short break, and Lancers will come in and try to get theirs. What do you think, Justice? How does that affect a pitcher? You're a pitcher too. To have a rocky inning like that, does he walk away kind of relieved?
But I mean, he's going to want to bounce back and just make sure that he gets out after this. And he's doing a great job getting ahead in counts too, 0-2 on a lot of batters. So if he can keep that up, he'll have more success.
Yeah, I mean, 2 runs is certainly gettable by this explosive offense. You just want to make sure that Lincoln's feeling good enough about himself for when he comes back in the second inning. That honestly, I don't know about you, but I thought he was throwing great pitches in that. There were like multiple. There were like 3 infield hits. A couple pitches just got away from him. The wild pitch, the hit by pitch. But I don't know. There was only one very hard hit ball, that ground single up the middle.
Yeah.
Everything else just felt like bad luck, the
Yep.
Lady Fortune not on our side. What did you think about his stuff?
I mean, you could see that they weren't getting strong contact. It was just unlucky, like you said, just that it was third base line, soft enough to where the third baseman had to run up and get it, not enough time to throw. He's doing a great job affecting his pitches.
Now, we've talked a little bit about this young man we're seeing warm up, Carson Bay. With his big numbers, a 1.13 ERA. It's so far down in the corner, you can only see it if you squint. You kind of have to crouch down. He's got 6 wins, a very smooth 25-7 strikeout to walk ratio. So let's see what we do with this pitcher who is rolling right now. We will lead off with Isaiah Lutz. Lutz has had a big year yesterday, a walk and then 0 for 3. But for the season, Isaiah has put up some pretty impressive numbers here. We'll talk about it in a moment. 284 batting average, 398 on base percentage. There is the pitch from Bay. That is not going to make it. That is ball 1. We're a patient offense. That's going to help us here against a great pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, getting ahead is the best way to get walks and get him out the game early.
And he did catch the corner there. You'll have to tell the fans a little bit more about what kind of pitches you're seeing him throw. If it looks like heat, if it looks like off speed. What are you seeing as you're seeing him for the first time?
That almost looked like a slider. Didn't look like a breaking ball, but so far he's shown a two-pitch mix with the fastball, and what seems to be a slider.
And he is now behind in the count 2-1 to our heroic leadoff hitter, Isaiah Lutz. Let's see what happens here. That is low at the knees, I guess. Strike 2. So a 2-2 count. We draw even. Lutz is ready to roll. Bay with the delivery. Grounded foul. Bay looks like a pretty deliberate worker to me. Like he slows things down a little bit, takes advantage of the clock. What do you think?
I mean, he's proven that his stuff works. What was it, 20-something strikeouts and 7 walks? I mean, that's impressive.
Yes. So here he is, the count even again after that foul ball. Thinking about the pitch, Lutz is ready. That is fouled to the right. Boy, our first 2 hitters, Lutz and Barron, they can drive a pitcher crazy with all the foul balls, can't they? I love that about them.
Then you got the ball magnet Gabo right after.
Yeah. Again, the 2-2 pitch. That is sharply hit into the left side. That is going to fall. That is a base hit for Isaiah Lutz. And the Lancaster bench very happy with that. That'll bring up Caden Barron, who was 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday as well. But like Lutz, he has had a deeply impressive season. Walking out to Pocket Full of Sunshine, right, Justice? You're impressed I remembered that song?
It's iconic at this point.
It is
everybody
iconic.
sings it.
Yeah, Barron comes in, Caden with a 256 batting average, 363 on base percentage. Lutz dances around at first, so now that's something Bay has to think about. He pours that in for a ball 1, 1-0. The umpire not impressed. The delivery, that is hit very high in the air down the left field line. The shortstop gives chase, and it is caught. Lutz has to go back to first, so we're going to call that a pop out to short. That will bring up McLaughlin. Big power hitting left-handed hitter. Reached on an error, singled, and a couple of flyouts yesterday. McLaughlin on the season overall. 400 at batting average, though, Justice, and a 482 on base percentage, so he's not kidding. Swing and a miss there. Lutz, by the way, does have 3 stolen bases on the season. It looks like maybe he doesn't go often but picks his spots.
I mean, he's very quick, so when he sees an opening, I bet he takes it.
And we haven't seen a pickoff move from Bay yet. Well, there's one as we speak. I wouldn't call that exactly a fast pickup move. He looked at him, waited a minute.
I think he heard you in the booth.
Yeah, maybe he heard us. He's looking again. He's a little agitated, a little frustrated. A swing and a miss for McLaughlin, though, puts him in a little bit of a hole at 0-2. McLaughlin backs off, wants to think about it a little bit. He's back in there now. Bay with a long look over at Lutz at first, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss. McLaughlin strikes out. So that will bring up Luke Garabedian, who was hit by pitch twice and went 0 for 2. Garabedian has been hit by pitch a lot this season. We've talked about that in some depth. 9 times, to quote Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Let's see what he does here. He's also a very powerful hitter, 300 batting average, 480 on base percentage. Bay on the corner there. You like what you're seeing from Bay in terms of stuff?
I mean, he's hitting the spot so far. Only one batter, I think, as he fell behind.
The 0-1 pitch is forthcoming. That looks like a looping off-speed pitch to get another strike. 0-2 now, as Garabedian maybe shortens his swing up a little bit here. Just get some contact. And the 0-2 pitch. That is outside. Lutz goes. It is an easy steal for Lutz. So now Garabedian has a runner in scoring position, Justice.
I mean, if there's anybody to get that run in, it's Gabo.
Gabo, come through for us, Justice says. Garabedian does have 16 RBIs on the year. He is among our leaders. That is sharply grounded foul to the right side. And in fact, only McLaughlin has more RBIs for us than Garabedian.
Yeah, those two have been really effective for us to get those runs in and win us games.
Lutz giving himself a generous lead. And the infield is pulled way to the right. I mean, I have to lean to see the second baseman. Big hole in the middle there, Justice. And that is high and outside. So now Bay has drawn even. Garabedian likes this count a little better, I'd say.
I mean, he's got great discipline. We'll see what he can do.
The 2-2 is forthcoming. With Gilden standing on deck, the catcher. That is a towering fly ball to center. No, the left fielder will drift in and get it. So that will end at the bottom of the first. For the Lancers, we strand one runner. Lutz gets a single and a stolen base, but that's it for the Lancers. And so now we will move ourselves into the top frame of the second. Okay, Justice, so we saw this celebrated Carson Bay. We've had a look at him here. It looks hittable to me, though. We got to get the feel of him a little bit there. We're going to bring Lincoln back out. What are you seeing so far from the action today?
First time through the order, I mean, sometimes it's tough. You don't know what he's got. So, I mean, we've done a great job putting the bat on the ball so far. So I think we'll have a lot of success if we can just keep that up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's no substitute for tangible, for making contact. And so here's Lincoln warming up as the guys settle into their positions here. Lincoln so far has thrown 22 pitches. And like we said, Blake and Justice and I liked the way that CJ looked. It just felt like a couple of breaks did not go his way. And so hopefully this time, you know, we'll get a little bit more grace and mercy. What do you think?
I mean, hopefully some of those little weak ground balls are more right at people and not in the holes that are on the field. So I think he's got it.
Finding the holes is tough. You know what I mean? Like, that happened to us. I mean, the little bunt single and then the swinging bunt, you know, and it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you can't blame the
we're up
pitcher.
Here, we're whining a little bit right now. This is Festivus mode up here. Do you know Seinfeld, Justice?
Oh, of course.
You know Seinfeld? Do you remember the Festivus?
Mm-mm.
That is George Costanza's father, Frank. Instead of celebrating Christmas, they celebrate Festivus.
Festivus?
And one of the things you do at Festivus is you air grievances. Yes, the airing of grievances. All right. Anyway, that'll bring up the leadoff hitter Jackson, who singled last time. They have indeed batted around as we move into the second. Let's see if CJ can settle down a little bit here. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. That pitch had some extra mustard on it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think he might have got him a little angry. They better watch out.
Oh, dear. That is looped down the left field line. Who knows what's happening here? It looks like it has drifted foul. And there's a dude in a truck watching from, I guess, his truck bed who's handling those kind of fouls. I believe. Am I seeing that right, Blake?
Yes.
That guy back there chilling, maybe tailgating a little bit. All right, we now have a 0-2 count. That is fouled off to the first base side. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you so much. It's Nick Lawrence and Justice Knight on the mic and on camera sometimes. Blake running the board, bringing you action as a timeout is called of the your heroic USCL Lancers battling the USC Union Bantams here. We are in the top of the second with the Union Bantams leading 2-0 and batting right now. That is drilled on the ground, a worm killer. The throw from short, the great stretch by Garabedian. Got him. All right, nice play there by the shortstop. Nice stretch, too, by Garabedian. I mean, that looks almost like a major league level stretch, man.
He's got that tall frame. He's a great first baseman.
That'll bring up Talarisco, who flied to right last time. Barron's got a strong arm, too, at short.
Yeah, he used to pitch.
Okay. That's a chopper. It's going to be played by Garabedian. The throw to Lincoln, he is called safe. Nice try by Lincoln to get there, though. I don't know that Lincoln agreed with that call either, Justice.
No, you can see he's a little frustrated. I think he got his foot there before the runner, but nothing you could do against the umpires.
We don't really have replay. Of course, you out there within the sound of my voice have replay. All you got to do is scroll it back a little bit. I don't know what you'll think. It looked to me like it was very close there. Here comes Elrod, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning. He now has Talarisco dancing on second. Tellerico, excuse me, not Tellerisco. My bad handwriting gets me again. Tellerico comes in batting .431 with a .519 on base percentage. He has also stolen 16 bases. Justice. That is popped high in the air. Garabedian settles under it. That will be out number 2. Man, this is a speedy team. Like, you got one guy with 21 steals, another guy with 16.
I mean, that's very annoying as a catcher behind the plate, having to constantly worry about that runner going. So,
I mean, it's just thievery.
Yeah.
Thievery everywhere. It's like underhanded. All right, that'll bring up Underwood then, or no, Kirksey, excuse me, who singled last time and scored a run. Tallarico dancing around at first, showing off that big lead. Lincoln doesn't like it, throws it first. First base coach encourages Tallarico to keep being an issue. That was almost like a pitch out. I don't know, it was outside and high anyway. Ball 1. 1-0 count, 2 outs, runner on first. Lincoln trying to slam the door on this inning. Another pickoff attempt. I like his pickoff move. It doesn't. He doesn't telegraph it. He just does it. The pitch, the 1-0. That is outside and high, and now we fall behind at 2-0.
Yeah, you can kind of notice that CJ's like a quick momentum pitcher. He doesn't take all the time he needs in between pitches. He likes to get in a rhythm. So.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. It's a good eye there. That is a sharply hit ball down the left field line. It looks like Tallarico is going to get more. They do hold him at third, and Kirksey will settle in for a double. And so now it's like Ruh-roh. Underwood singled and drove in 2 runs in the first inning. Here he is again, once again with runners on first and second. And that was a hard hit ball. Credit where credit's due there.
Yeah.
So, Underwood, perhaps greedily looking for more here, but Lincoln knows he's 1 out away from ending this inning. So, here comes the pitch with runners on second and third. Swing and a miss, and Lincoln is ahead in the count 0-1. Pretty pitch there.
That was a big swing, wasn't it?
Yes. He's a big, powerful hitter, this Underwood kid. Another swing and a miss. It looks like he got him with some kind of off-speed business there to me.
That lefty-lefty curveball is dangerous.
Yeah, it's tough when the ball's tailing away from you.
Yeah.
And just first of all deciding whether to swing, and then, All right, so now an 0-2 count for Lincoln. Popped foul. Count remains 0-2. Nice effort by Underwood to stay alive there with that foul. That was a nasty pitch. There wasn't much he could do with it. He settles back in, takes his time. Lincoln's ready. The 0-2 delivery forthcoming. And that is drilled into right field. That'll be a base hit. That will score 1 run definitely, and that's it. So a third RBI for Underwood as he is a little bit fired up today. Tallarico scores the run. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have runners at first and third with 1 out for Skorupski. Skorupski singled his last at bat. Okay. Lincoln settling in here. Yet another dangerous, high-pressure pitches. It's so different, right?
Yeah.
The 1-0. Well, the ball 1, so now it's 1-0. Skorupski digs back in. That ball's outside. We're now at a 2-0 count. And the delivery. The pickoff effort is not there. Surprised me that he went for that. But Garabedian was ready. But no dice. Underwood safely back. The count remains 2-0. If you're just joining us, Union batting and threatening. That is a ground ball that will find the hull. The proverbial hull once again is found, and a base hits RBI single for Skorupski. And now runners on first and second as yes, 4-0 now. Everett comes to the plate. Everett was hit by a pitch last time, and Union's offense is sparked up, Justice.
Yeah, it'd be nice to put him to a stop right here and get this out.
Got those 2 outs, the one elusive out away. Let's see if we can get it right here. That is skied down the third base line. West drifts back. I don't know if he's got room. He does not. So instead, a dramatic strike. As Lincoln walks back to the pitcher's mound, taking his time there, surveys the situation. They haven't put the strike on the scoreboard yet, but I promise you that's what that was. Yes, now there it is, and that is grounded in the hole. And another run coming in. I don't believe they're even going to throw. So another 2-out hit for Union. This time it was Everett, and that keeps things with runners on first and second. As score is now 5-0. Richards stands in. Not Richards. Looks like maybe we have a pinch hitter.
Oh, I think that's Scott, number 20.
Yeah, Mikey Scott. Okay. Maybe we got the lineup card off or something. But anyway, that will record the 3rd out. Sorry for the confusion there, but Lincoln does get out of it. I guess that was a pop to, was a pop out there? Yeah. Okay, but unfortunately for our mighty Lancers, we now trail 5-0 on this beautiful day here at Doomsday Corner. Plenty of time to get some runs back, but we better get going. You don't want to get mercy rolled or anything like that. You want to put some runs on the board. What do you say, Justice?
I mean, it's important here now to put up at least 1 or 2 to kind of show that you can fight your way back for that lead.
Yes, I mean, Union has, their flame-throwing pitcher on the mound. He's feeling himself. He's, I would say, heightening a little bit here, 6-0. And pretty dominant top of the first. It'd be nice to get him back a little bit here. We will be leading off with Gilden, the catcher. Gilden yesterday was hit by pitch and doubled. So he made a little bit of noise as well. And Bay is getting his warm-ups in. But yes, it's so interesting to me how baseball works. Like one day you're just on top, you're controlling things with a 5-0, with an 8-0 victory, and all of a sudden in game 2 you're down 5-0. But we could always bounce back, and that's what we're trying to do right now.
Yeah, those series get tough sometimes. The opponent can learn how to read you or see certain things for the next game. I mean,
and of course, a different pitcher changes everything.
Yep.
Okay, Gilden stands in. His what walk-up song is this?
We Found Love by Rihanna.
Rihanna song.
Some Rihanna.
Okay. This is one that I thought I recognized, but I wasn't sure. Here's Gilden. Gilden takes a strike. Oh, a sweeping slider there to me.
Yeah, at the top of the zone. I almost thought it was high enough for a ball.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely is tough on a right-handed hitter when that pitch is called for a strike. That, though, is going to be low and outside to even the count at 1-1. Bay, very relaxed demeanor at the plate. It's like he's just out here doing business.
Yeah.
Let's hopefully put a little bit of stress on him here. Swing and a miss, and so now the count is 1-2. Boy, Gilden looked like he was trying to hit it to Mars there.
Trying to show off that power.
Almost came out of his shoes. But now the count is 1-2. Bay with the delivery. That is looped into left center, and, well, more than looped. He actually got more of that than I thought, but it is going to be a loud out. Fly to left for Gilden. That will bring up Mr. Wilson. Wilson yesterday, 1 for 4, reached in his last at bat.
Yeah, our switch hitting catcher. I mean, he plays outfield too. He does it all.
I believe he is in the outfield today, isn't he?
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
he's in
in.
right field. Left-handed hitter. He just drilled one into the outfield, but the center fielder is there. So that will bring up Zach West. And we mentioned this, Justice, but Zach West hit his first home run of the year yesterday. It ended the game, right?
Yeah, he's got to be feeling great coming in today. I mean, you walk off the other team with the home run.
He's sporting a 477 on base percentage and a 340 average. So here he is, though, with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Let's see if we can make a little magic happen here. That is very sharply hit down the left field line. He's going to get at least 2. And I think he will stop at second, given the score, don't you?
Yeah, you want those base runners.
Let's not get carried away. So a sharp double for West, and that will mean Mr. Welch will be in a position to do some damage here. Welch didn't start yesterday, but he did come in and draw a walk late in the game, and he scored a run as well. Chaz Welch. Tell us a little bit about Welch. I don't know if we've seen him in the last couple of weeks, because we haven't called any games in 2 weeks.
Honestly, probably our strongest arm from the outfield. I mean, we've all just grown to know that he's just a great guy. I mean, hard worker, amazing teammate overall.
He is from Spartanburg, South Carolina. So now a little bit of pressure on Bay as he checks the runner. Comes in with the pitch. It's chopped on the ground, and that is bobbled, only to damage yet another worm. The shortstop bobbles it. What are we going to call that? I mean, that looked like an infield hit to me. I mean, I don't know if he had a play there. What do you think?
I mean, you always want to give your own guys the hit instead of that error, so I think we should go with the hit.
Should I just go ahead and call it a hit? I mean,
think
I can
we
do
should.
what I want, right?
Yeah, you got the power.
It's not like I'm uploading this onto the NJCAA website. This will bring up Mr. Barshaw, who we've celebrated at length. He's got runners at first and third, a chance to do some real damage now here. Let's see if we can't take advantage of the position here, man. Like, let's do something with this. Barshaw stands in. 5-0 Union, but we are threatening in the bottom of the second, ladies and gentlemen. The pitch from Bay. Barshaw skies it into center. It will land. That will score 1 run. Nicely done by Barshaw. Nice piece of hitting. And that gives the Lancaster bench a little bit of extra pop, doesn't it, Justice?
Yeah, way to get that one run back so you can just start clawing back at that lead.
That's right. We are clawing and scratching and doing just what we can do. And now this will bring up Lutz, who singled, and Lutz comes up with a runner in scoring position, represented by Welch. Got Welch on second, Barshaw on first, and we now have a run on the board. The pitch. Lutz drills it to third base. He's just going to tag third there, and that is going to end it. He hit that hard on the ground, but right at the guy, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, way to be aggressive and come up and try to score that run, just right at him.
Yeah, I mean, he hit it hard, just, Lady Luck was not with us there. Okay, so 5-1, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the top of the third. Tell us a little bit about what you've been thinking. I know you were poring over some statistics before the game. You noticed a couple of things, perhaps about the Lancer team and the statistics. What did you want to talk to people about?
Honestly, I just want to rally behind CJ, and hopefully the Lancers can keep on swinging. I mean, we put up 1 after allowing 5, so I think CJ will start to get a rhythm here, shut some guys out, and some people will come in behind him because he's got to be at a higher pitch count, isn't he?
Well, Game Changer is going to show me here in just a second, but I believe he's up around 40. I do see a couple of people are commenting. We have Jennifer Barrier-Braswell says, enjoying the game from Lexington, North Carolina. Well, thank you so much for that comment. Trying to keep an eye on those comments here. I feel like I've got more than one arm here. I'm grabbing statistics. I'm checking comments. I'm looking at all kind of things. So, but we sure do appreciate you guys following the game, liking the action, enjoying it. Y'all are why we're doing this. We know that the players have a lot of friends and family spread out all over the country and internationally. So
yeah.
We want to celebrate that. And I will get you your answer on CJ's pitch count in just a moment. But I believe it was hovering around 40.
Yeah, so a little higher than you'd want, but I mean,
Yeah.
he can come in and battle and maybe get you through 6, 7 innings.
This will bring Everett to the plate, I believe. Yes. This will bring Everett to the plate, and Everett was hit by a pitch, and, or no, wait. Yeah, okay. Everett was hit by a pitch. And that is a called strike. Fouled away. Once again, Lincoln ahead in the count, and he's been ahead.
He does a great job of getting those 2 strikes on a batter.
It was, to answer the question, it was 40 on the nose. I remembered correctly. He is now at 42. He's about to make his 43rd pitch. And that, I think he went. Yes, he did. He is called out, and the umpire puts a little enthusiasm into it, too. The catcher didn't really love that call. He kind of gives a confused look to the umpire, an effective rhetorical move. You're not running your mouth, but you're maybe letting somebody know you're unhappy. Okay, that will bring up Richards. I was a little confused about lineup stuff.
Great off speed for that first strike. Almost looked like a changeup.
Yeah, y'all, I apologize. I got a little confused about just who was even hitting last time for Union. And for those of you Union fans out there listening, it's a little harder sometimes if game changer blips on me, even though we have the lineup card. But we do know, as that pitch is outside, that we're looking at Richards now. And Richards is 0 for 1 on the day. Now the count evens at 2-2. Fouled straight back in the day just keeps getting more and more pretty as we move on. I feel like a little more sunshine now, but it's still nice and cool. It's kind of like the perfect day to sit and watch a baseball game, isn't it?
It's lovely out.
Oh, the umpire doesn't like something. Don't know what happened there, but the umpire stops us for a moment. Maybe there was a ball in the field?
No, I think CJ's kind of going a little too quick for the umpire's liking, wants him to slow it down just a bit.
Okay. That's also fouled straight back. That's interesting. So the umpire sometimes will slow things down. Like, we all know that if they take too long, the clock gets them. But the umpire also wants them to not go too fast, you're saying?
Yeah, give the batter time to get in the box and settle. That way it's fair.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. And here comes the 2-2. Ooh, that misses on the outside corner, and now the count is full. And that is going to miss just barely. And now Richards has drawn the walk after being down 0-2. That is frustrating. Jackson now comes up. Jackson is 1 for 2, a single and a ground to short. With a runner on first and 1 away, Lincoln ready to deliver. And once again, the umpire slows things down. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like maybe some kind of conversation maybe needs to be had. Like, how much time do we need? All right, here comes the pitch. That is high and outside. You really want to get this out. I mean, keep the stress level as low as possible here on this third inning.
Yep.
And that misses. Boy, he's he's not getting the calls on these borderline pitches. But we are now at 2-0. That is blooped. It might be over the second baseman's head. It is. The right fielder incoming. So station to station hitting there. Single for Jackson. That'll be runners at first and second for Talarico, who flied to right and singled. He singled back in the second. I mean, they're batting around. They're hitting for the third time in the third inning. So here comes the pitching coach. looks like we're going to have a conversation. What do you think they're talking about here?
Probably trying to get on the same page as far as him and the umpire on tempo and how fast the pitch. Maybe just not seeing what he wants from CJ, so some adjustments, or maybe just a chance to talk and kind of catch his breath.
Okay, I mean, I can buy that. I think it could also be just like one of those moments where, okay, the pitch count is high enough to where, and the score is what it is, that they might just want to talk to him about what's going on anyway, right?
Yeah.
We're at 56 pitches now. And many of these pitches have been high stress. You know, pitches with runners on base, pitches with fast runners on base, pitches with runners in scoring position. So maybe just a chance here for everybody to take a deep breath and relax into it.
Yeah.
And realize how early this game is, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tellerico back in the box. CJ thinking about what he wants to throw.
Just a little outside. It was a close pitch again.
Here comes the pitch. It's a 1-0. That is drilled down the line, but foul to even the count. So now the count is 1-1. Lincoln settles in. And they're going to have a pickoff effort. The second baseman kind of dapped the runner on the head there and apologized for it with the glove. There's a little bit of a love tap there with the glove to the helmet. You can see the runner unperturbed. Runner's still at first and second. The pitch, that's drilled into left field, and I don't even know if it's,
it's a home run.
It's gone, ladies and gentlemen. Tellerico with the 3-run tater. That will bring home all the horses. Jackson scores. Richard scores. So now it's a big lead. Union's opened up here. 8-1 off the solid line drive home run to left. That is a big blow to the Lancers. Trailing 8-1, but you know what? That's just going to make it that much more exciting if we start putting some runs together. I mean,
That's
you
a great way.
never know. You know, we hope doth spring eternal.
See, that's a great way to put it.
That isn't, well, I didn't come up with that. That's like a cliche kind of poetry. And, Mr. Elrod now standing in. That's a called strike. And that is ball one. You know, I'm kind of embarrassed as an English professor, but I just couldn't remember who that quote is attributable to. That is called high. But he's British, so that explains it. It was the poet Alexander Pope that hope springs eternal. All right, the count is now 2-1, and that is skied in the air to center. Barshaw drifts back, and it is not playable. Wow. Elrod with the big, towering, looking down on everything kind of home run for his first RBI of the game, and now 9-1. The Bantams rolling.
Yeah.
You know, this is a rough 3-inning frame for CJ.
Yeah, I think they took that mercy rule yesterday personal because they've came out with kind of some vengeance on their face.
Vengeance on their face. Well, they came in with a 3-game losing streak too in this game, and so you know, just like we were coming in rolling kind of hot, they were looking to bounce back and get on their feet. So, you know, this is still very early in the game, but they definitely look ready to roll. That'll bring up Kirksey, who is 2 for 2, by the way, like many of the Union hitters. He has doubled and singled. Here comes the pitch, lefty on lefty, fouled straight back. Have we even? We have not. We have. We have recorded one out this inning.
Yep.
We have a strikeout to lead off the inning from Everett, I believe, right? That
Ooh.
is fouled off. It looked like it could have been a hit batsman, but it's a foul ball. Boy, that had danger all over it, but the bat got in the way. So now we're at 0-2. Called strike 3. That'll end Kirksey's opportunity for this inning. And now we just cascade down into Underwood. Underwood, well, you'll be shocked to hear this, Justice. He's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. So Underwood's having himself a little bit of a day.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get him out here, start some momentum for us.
Let's end this inning and come back, build on some of the things we developed last inning. That drifts outside. The count is 1-0. 2-0, high and outside. Do you get the feeling that this might be it for Lincoln no matter what happens, like this inning?
Yeah, I mean, he's thrown a lot of pitches in a short amount of time, so sometimes you just got to pull him and give him.
That's hit high in the air, down the right field line. He drifts in. He will make the play. Thank you. We just found out, by the way, that our attendance is at 66, so that's pretty good on a lovely Saturday afternoon. We hope to see more of you come in. That does end the top of the third. The Lancers now trail 9-1.
Now we have Barron stepping up to the plate for the leadoff of this inning. So they'll say Barron went, and that'll be strike 1 for the count. You can hear some banter from the Union dugout. You can tell that they like that one. That'll be hit up in the air, and it'll be caught by the third baseman for the first out of the inning. Now up to bat for the Lancers, we have Finn McLaughlin. He's been dominant all season, leading in all categories, RBIs, batting average, and on-base percentage at 1 point. First pitch will be called outside for ball 1. That'll be swung and hit high in the air. And that will go out of play for foul ball. So the count now 1-1 for Finn. He's going to take his time to that batter's box. You know, as a hitter, you want to make sure that it's on your time, and you want to make sure that you're fully prepared for that pitch. And that'll be swung and foul tipped back for strike 2. So now the count is 1-2. That'll be swung and hit foul. It'll be trailing, and it'll be a foul ball. So we have 1 out. The count is 1-2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Lancers. He'll swing and he'll foul tip that ball back to stay alive.
So we had Barron top 3rd. McLaughlin still battling.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for carrying the time there, Justice. It looks like McLaughlin's in the middle of a battle. What have I missed here?
He's been fouling off the last couple pitches to keep the count at 1-2 with 1 out. So, be exciting to see if he can create some opportunities here.
Yeah, we're in the middle of our order here, the very, very heart of it. Just trying to put some runs on the board, and maybe avoid a mercy rule of our own here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, still early, but you got to get some runs on the board now. We're in the 3rd inning. The pitch from Bay, high and outside. Bay, as this won't surprise you, has been very economical. I mean, he's only on his 37th pitch now. We put a little stress on him, a couple times,
Yeah.
but not enough. That is a called strike 3. McLaughlin does not love that. That'll bring Garabedian to the plate. Garabedian flied to left last time. And yes, right now, Union and behind Carson Bay is thoroughly dominating this game, Justice. We're trying to turn it around here. Garabedian stands in. That is drilled. Woo! Nice move by the umpire there. Shake and bake to get out of the way of that one.
That'll wake you up.
Yeah, he's pretty happy with himself. That's right. Okay, so the count moves to 0-2. Garabedian is ready. The pitch from Bay. That is skied to center left, and it is.
Wow, what
Was
a
it caught?
catch.
A diving over the fence catch by the left fielder. I think he got it over the fence.
I think he just robbed a home run. What a beautiful catch.
I mean, he did. That was just underhanded, weaselly kind of thievery there, Justice. You got to, if we had web gems, remember that show, that old ESPN show, web gems for baseball, for Major Leagues? If we had that, that would have made it. That would have made it. But no dice, and so that ends the first 3 frames.
I mean, all you can do there is tip your cap. You hit the ball hard enough to where you think it's a home run, but I guess not. It just reaches over and takes it.
I definitely was about to start using slang terms for home runs, and, it's disappointing. But we will move to the 4th, like it or not, down 9-1. And who are we going to be putting on the mound?
It looks like we're going to have Evan coming in for relief of CJ.
So this is Evan Allen, number 13. Evan Allen comes in having made 8 appearances, and so Coach Calhoun uses him a lot. 6.57 ERA, 17 strikeouts to 8 walks. It's a pretty good number there. What can you tell us about Evan? I think that maybe this is my first look at him.
Freshman, and as a freshman, it's hard to earn innings, but not for Evan. I mean, he's shown he's gonna be reliable. He'll come in either early or late in the game, and he'll do his job. Throw strikes, get batters out, and just get you through the game.
He is from Easley, South Carolina. 5'11", 210 pounds. What kind of pitches are we going to see from this freshman?
His best pitch is by far his curveball. Very good movement, very sharp. His fastball is also very good. Pair those two together, he's had a lot of success. Looks like
Finding my game changer app here. What were you saying?
almost seems like the breeze is starting to pick up, kind of starting to blow. But it seems like maybe in or maybe to the
Yeah, I
left.
felt like maybe the wind is slowed down that lofting fly ball home run attempt by Garabedian even, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
But that was one of the best catches I've seen since I've been doing these games. I mean, he just went right over the fence and just took it. All right, so here we're going to see Mr. Allen start off against Skorupski, who is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles. And Allen is ready to roll. And that misses barely. 1-0 is the count on Skorupski. That is a wicked curveball. It is skied down the right field line, and an easy play there. Nicely done. Wilson drifts over. We were told Wilson pretty flexible. He can play catcher. He can play outfield, right?
Oh yeah, and he switch hits as well. So he really just a jack of all trades.
This is going to bring up Scott. Scott is 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out last time. The count is now 2-0. Drilled right at the third baseman, but he can't hold on to it. And there is going to be a call of safe. Wow, I mean, that just bounced right off of him. I hope he's okay, to be honest.
Doesn't seem too shaken up. I mean, I know Tommy's a tough guy, so looks like Calhoun will check on him and he'll give the thumbs up. He's all good.
All right, well, I guess we have no choice but to call that an E5. What do you think?
You know, I think it's up to, honestly, whoever's scoring it. Hit hard enough for a
Yeah.
hit, but also off the player, so you can call
Yeah, I
it
mean,
an
it was just slammed right into him there. Oh, sorry. Just grabbing notes here.
Yeah, and they're going to say that pitch was called a little low for
Yeah,
ball
I'm,
one.
I'm fixing something on my score sheet. Justice, go ahead and call us for a minute here. This is Everett at the plate.
And they'll say, I think that pitch was a little out, making the count now 2-0. So Allen falling a little behind in the pitch count, looking to battle back here. He'll pick off to first, runner called safe. That'll be swinging foul tipped foul for a foul ball. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The wind is starting to give us a little problems with all these sheets of papers. Swung and missed for now a 2-2 count.
Okay. It confused me a little bit because on the lineup card we had Everett written down as number 3, and he's also written down as number 3 on Game Changer. I mean, but then the jersey he's wearing is number 37, so that has just confused the daylights out of me. But either way, here he comes to the plate now at 0-2. It's a little high. That'll be a walk. That'll bring up Richards. Richards is 0 for 1. on the day.
That'll be a ball called high, just missing the top of the zone there.
Yeah, the sun warming things up a little bit now too. A little bit of extra pressure here on the players. It's going to be a long day. The first game of two, and you can see some more people coming in. Our crowd, as I said to you guys earlier, we're very happy to report we're hovering around 70 people at the game. There's a pickoff effort. It will drift into center field. Oh dear. Two runners will advance here, and now we have runners on second and third. Got to call that an error on the pitcher, right?
Yeah, I mean, just
And
throwing it to
here
the
comes
outfield.
Coach Calhoun, I believe. I think we're just going to have a general convo.
Yeah, he's going to actually tell the infielders to stay back. He just wants a personal talk with the pitcher and the catcher, maybe figuring some stuff out.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to figure some things out. Sometimes it can get in your head and just almost become doubly frustrating. You know, not only are you trailing, but you have then there's an error, and you could have been out of the inning because that you had the ball drilled to third. You had this other stuff happening, and now all of a sudden you're looking at runners on second and third with Richard standing in. And it just, it feels like it's one thing after another here in this first game. The umpire also slowing things down. It looks like Calhoun is definitely drawing the infield in. Here comes the pitch from Allen. That is fouled back to make the count 2-1. So we have Everett on second, Scott on third. Richard swings and misses. The count is now 2-2.
Yeah, Evan would love to be able to get out of this inning with no runs scored.
That would be beautiful. We'll see what happens. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on. That call
Beautiful pitch.
Could have gone our way. That was a beautiful pitch, but it is a ball three. Albeit a beautiful one, it is still a ball. So now we have a full count with runners on scoring position. Let's see what Allen does. Skied a mile in the air. It's going to be out of play. Infielders cajoling Allen to be encouraged, to have heart. He settles in here. That is another towering pop-up. I can't even see where it went. It ascended so highly.
Just disappeared.
Yeah, it just disappeared into the ether with all of its rise. So now we remain at a full count. A little bit of a battle going on here between Richards and Allen with runners in scoring position. Here comes the pitch. Another foul ball. Oh, dear. We've talked about this before. This is good hitting. I mean, Allen's making his pitches.
Yeah. It's a little frustrating as a pitcher when you just keep delivering and you just need another one.
And now he reaches deep down, and that is a looping curveball that the umpire does not like. And so that will load them up. Here we are in the top of the fourth. Jackson stands in. With ducks on the pond, as they say. That ball's high and tight, 1-0. This is where Allen's just going to have to get a hold of himself a little bit,
Yeah, deep breath.
Close calls by the umpire there on deep breath, exactly. That is down the clown's mouth. That'll even the count at 1-1. Nasty pitch there. It looked like it had a little bit of a slide on it.
Got that outside half nice.
Yeah. So now the count's even. Foul back, and Allen takes the dominant position here at 1 and 2. But man, bases loaded. You don't really, you don't have a lot of wiggle room here. Let's see if he can close the door on this inning. Be good for morale.
Yeah.
Another. Well, I don't know. Has he got it? Yes,
He got
the
it.
catcher's got it. Nice play there. 2 down. Nice piece of catching there by Gilden. That'll bring up Talarico, who is 1 for 3. No, he's 2 for 3 on the day, including a home run. Base is still juiced. That's sharply grounded, but right at the shortstop. Bobbled a little bit, but we got it. So that's, that's well done. Piece of defense there by Barron to end it. I mean, that ball just, killed a bunch of worms and hopped right into him, right? But that, what? That's a scoreless inning. This is the first scoreless inning we've put up, and so we've got to be feeling pretty good about that. It was a stressful scoreless inning, but we will, as they say, take it. Now, what do you think, Justice? I'll tell you who's coming up here. It looks like we got Gilden, Wilson, and West to me. What do you think here? The thinking is just getting guys on base is paramount here.
I mean, yeah, you got to get on base to score, and that's the key to winning games. So I mean, maybe being a little bit patient, trying to get deeper in counts, get this guy out of the game could be a priority. Or I mean, we have an explosive team, so swinging the bat. So it'll be interesting to see what we do.
Well, and so many of the Union hits have just found those holes.
Yep.
We've talked about that. Lincoln was chased out of the game, but it's like, other than a couple of really hard hit balls, I mean, we had a couple homers, problems, right? But he also got a lot of bad breaks along the way.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what baseball will do to you. People are not kidding when they say baseball is a game of inches. And the inches have not been in our favor this time. And again, this flame-throwing right-handed pitcher Bay is coming back to do more business in the bottom of the 4th. Bay has had himself a pretty strong afternoon, Justice.
Yeah, he's showing why he's been their go-to guy. I mean, as soon as I heard the stats, I was impressed. So I've kind of seen why he's been that guy.
Okay, so Carson Bay, we'll get you a pitch count on him in just a moment as Gilden settles in. Yeah, we're getting ready to start the bottom of the 4th, ladies and gentlemen. Not the score we'd like to see, down 9-1. Here comes the first pitch. That's a called strike, but it is a beautiful day for baseball, and we're enjoying ourselves immensely. And by the way, the great Ernie Banks always said, let's play 2, and that's what we're going to do today. This is only game 1 of 2. The pitch. Fouled back. I think a lot of our fans maybe don't understand. We sometimes say mercy rule and don't explain it, and I think maybe the rule has changed some over the years. Justice, could you maybe explain to people like how that rule works at our level?
So they might have changed it either from 8 to 10 runs, and that'll be hit high.
Yeah, that's in the air to the left. A towering out.
I mean, the rule is after a certain inning mark, it's usually the 5th or 6th. If a team is down by 8 or 10 runs, they'll kind of call the game to save time, save players, and like pitchers and stuff like that. So mercy rule is definitely, if you're on the winning side, feels great, but it happened to everybody eventually.
It happens to everybody eventually, and here comes Wilson, who is 0 for 1 on the day. He flied to center his last time up, and he will take a ball and assert himself a little bit here with a 1-0 count. That is outside as well. We haven't seen Bay fall behind too many hitters today. It's kind of a exhilarating feeling for a change to be up 2-0. Let's see if we can do something with it. Here comes the pitch. That is, it caught the outside
Just
corner,
outside.
and we in the booth found ourselves a little flummoxed. Okay, 2-1 is the count now to Wilson. But that's hit very high, but it is playable in center. Wow, a mile high. I believe the breeze maybe played with that one too a little bit. That'll bring West to the plate. West doubled in his last at bat. His only at bat. We're not batting every inning around, but West, he doubled and scored our only run, so he's maybe a little fired up here. Let's see what he can do. Swing and a miss, and Bay jumps out in front. I don't know what's happening on the scoreboard. It says there's no 2 count, but that is not the true truth. It looks like they're trying to fix it there. And that will drift inside. The umpire doesn't like that. That'll even the count at 1-1. I'm kind of doing this with my eyes right now. Always dangerous, right? Now we have it on the scoreboard. And that is fisted off right back to the pitcher. Bay will make the throw, and that's going to be called a ground out first. So Union is doing serious business, Mr. Carson Bay. A thoroughly dominant performance, man. What do you say about what you've seen so far? 4 innings of just lights out pitching?
I mean, like you said, it's rare that he falls behind in a batter's count, so he's just shown that he can be effective, throw strikes with all of his pitches, off speeds included. I mean, he's shown why he's got a 1-something ERA. It's really impressive.
It is, and the level of competition in this region, you can't celebrate enough. It seems like we've always got somebody threatening to go to Colorado by the time we get to the playoffs. Yeah. We've had Gaston College has been a dominant team. Flodar has been a dominant team. We don't have Spartanburg Methodist anymore in our region, but we used to, and they were always very strong. And just like you see this pitcher for Union, and it's like this guy's just throwing gas. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about who we're looking at here now.
We got Evan Allen back out on the mound.
Yeah.
I mean, he was able to get out of that sticky situation last inning, and hopefully he's feeling great and just feels like he can do it again.
Yes, it will be Evan Allen who did get us out of, indeed, a very sticky that was a slippery situation even, I would say, when you're talking about a bases loaded situation, but he did escape it for us, thank heavens. It looks to me like it will be Elrod leading off for Union, as I finally think I got my head wrapped around this lineup a little bit more. The numbers threw me off. So Allen is almost finished warming up. Yes, it will be Mr. Elrod striding with confidence to the plate. Allen is ready to deal with him, though, so let's see what happens here. The score is 9-1. The inning is the top of the 5th. And that ball will drift outside for a 1-0 count. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, here in Lancers Live, game 2 of a 3-game set with Union. Nick Lawrence, Justice Knight, bringing you the action. And that by Elrod is hit a mile high in left field. I believe the park will hold it. And indeed it does. So, nicely done there by Welch. A loud out. My goodness. I'm going to run out of scorecard. They're batting so many times. Let's get a 3-up, 3-down situation here.
Yeah.
Kirksey will stride to the plate. He's 2 for 3 on the day, including a double and a single, and he scored a pair of runs. So nice day for him.
Yeah.
The pitch from Allen is lofted foul. Everyone watches it go away. So an 0-1 count. Right up the middle, right at Allen. Nice catch.
Beautiful catch.
I've often thought about that. You're a pitcher. That has got to be one of the scariest things about being a pitcher. Like, that he's so much closer to the hitter than everyone else. Like, how do you deal with just the mentality of that, playing at this level where guys hit the ball so hard?
I mean, usually you don't think about it until it happens, but once it does,
Yeah.
it can scare you.
Well, I even see when Calhoun's throwing batting practice to you guys, boy, he's got that net in front of him, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'd want. There's a strike from Allen. But that just, and even infielders, sometimes you'll see players get drilled. I mean, it's a scary part of the game. But with these aluminum bats especially,
Oh, yeah.
That is poured in like honey for an 0-2 count. Allen's starting to maybe feel himself a little bit here, Justice.
Yeah, starting to get a good rhythm going.
Let's not jinx it. That also is fouled off. I don't know. Baseball is a remarkably superstition-bound sport. When I say jinx, I thought about that. Can you think of any superstitions on the team that some of your teammates have?
Oh, pregame rituals,
yeah,
pregame
tell us
snacks.
a little bit about that.
Some guys will eat the same food before every game. Oh,
Garabedian bare hands
it.
He lost
Wow.
his glove and he caught it. Did your camera get that, Blake? I invite everybody
He may have been out of the frame, but
to look. Stop what you're doing because we're about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. Garabedian there, he just dropped his glove and went out there and grabbed it barehanded. What do you do except for tip your cap to the young man there? That's one of the wildest plays, Justice, I've seen in all my years watching baseball. I don't think I've ever seen quite that play. Like, what do you think about that?
I still don't even know what to think. I'm still surprised that he caught that. I saw his glove come off. I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing where, okay, you're down 9-1, but you get a moment like that, really two great defensive plays.
Yeah. When
you count Allen's catch at first. And then Garabedian with the rather circusy, like court gesture kind of catch there from your big left-hander. And I think what it does is I don't know, I tend to be a superstitious guy myself in some ways. I feel like maybe that gives you a little life, a little juice here as we face Carson Bay in the bottom of the fifth. What do you think? Tell us about, so you were saying guys eat the same snacks. What else kind of superstitions can you tell us about?
I mean, some guys have like you'll see it, something simple like as a batter, he might do the same routine when he steps into the box, might kick the dirt a certain way or tap his bat a certain way. I mean, some guys take it as far as they have a pregame meal that they have to eat, like candy or maybe Chick-fil-A or something,
Yeah. Well, you've been playing baseball for a long time in Minnesota, not just here. What is the strangest superstition you've ever seen? Like, is it about what people eat, or is it sometimes what they wear? And while you think about that, here comes Welch, who had singled in his one at bat. But yeah, what do you think of when I ask such a question?
I mean, probably not the strangest, but the craziest to me was a guy who ate an entire bag of what are they called? The gummy worms.
Gummy worms.
Gummy worms before every game.
So interesting. We got a lot of worm rhetoric going on.
It's like that
makes
a lot
me
of
want
sugar.
some gummy worms. They taste awfully good.
Oh yeah.
That pitch missed, I believe. Doesn't really happen to Bay a lot, it seems like. But yes, ball one, and that is also a ball down and outside as Welch jumps out to a lead here. 2-0 count. As we said, Welch singled in his first at bat. Here comes the delivery. That is popped foul. It's going to be 2-1. Everybody watches it go away. Barshaw waits on deck, and he has the lone RBI for us.
I mean, he had that 3-run homer last time. It was amazing.
Ooh. Swing and a miss, and that'll even the count at 2-2. That misses. I think that Bay wanted that, but that misses on the outside part of the play to fill the count. Nice little battle here from Welch. Let's see if he can take advantage of this. Here comes the pitch. Chopped foul off of somebody. And we may have to take a look at Welch. I believe. What do you think that got his shin?
If I had to guess, probably that shin or maybe even below the knee a little bit.
Here comes the staff to take a look at him. Coach Calhoun wants to talk. I believe what's going on here is that's just ruled a foul ball. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like just in terms of gameplay, but obviously the bigger concern is Welch being okay, and it looks like he is. He certainly was in no mood to talk to coaches about it. He's like, I'm staying in. So Chaz will stand back in.
He wants this at bat. I
He's
like
going
it.
to have a sore shin perhaps for a couple of days, but then you just move on, right?
Yep.
Here we are, 3-2 count. Bay with the delivery. That is hit high and deep to left field. It's a question of whether it will stay fair, and it will not. The left fielder gave chase, but it did not happen. Okay. Well, boy, he turned on that.
Yeah.
Straighten it out a little bit, and you're in business. The count remains full. There are no outs in this bottom frame of the fifth. And that is a swinging strike. It got away from the catcher, but he's recovered, and that is going to be a strikeout for Welch. Okay. Nice at bat there by Welch, but we didn't get what we wanted. Barshow comes to the plate now, 1-for-1 on the day with an RBI. Obviously, his heroics yesterday have been spoken to, but right now he's just trying to just get something going against this overpowering right-handed pitcher, Carson Bay. Bay now closing in on his 60th pitch, by the way, in the bottom of the fifth. That is poured in for strike one.
Yeah.
But that is not a strike. We are now even 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Hit sharply on the ground. It is in the hole. The shortstop with a long throw. He's not going to get him. We're going to definitely rule that an infield single for Mr. Barshow. Nicely done. We flip back to the top of the order with Isaiah Lutz. Let's see if we can get something going here with Lutz, Barron, and McLaughlin, Justice.
Yeah, get some runners on, get them around, and score them.
Just move some people. Move them around the diamond. That's right. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. He just hit that ground ball in the perfect spot and outran it.
Yeah.
All right, so here comes Lutz with a runner on first and one down. Bay thinking about it, studying it. Checks Barshow, goes for the pickoff play with Barshow. I don't know. I don't think we're running down 9-1. Do you?
No, I think you want to be a little passive.
But Bay, distrustful. Ooh, very inside, almost hit Lutz. That's going to move the count to 2-0. Maybe the pickoff plays and all the glancing over at first is a bit distracting, mentally disorganizing for a pitcher.
Yeah.
He's certainly looking over there a lot. Here comes the pitch. That is hit high and fairly deep to left, but it is certainly playable, and it is played. That is the second out of the inning, so it's up to Barron now to keep the inning alive. Oh, are they? Have we?
Oh, it looks like we have Tommy coming in as to hit for.
Oh, we do have a pinch hitter. Okay.
For Caden.
Zimmerman.
Yep.
Okay, Tommy Zimmerman. We haven't seen him in a minute. He comes in batting .296 with a .345 on base percentage. And he takes a strike looking. Awfully impressive performance by Carson Bay so far. We're just trying to get a little action on him here, a little bit of satisfaction. You get another runner on, all of a sudden you're in business. But right now, Bay is in control. Here's the pitch. That is also a called strike on Zimmerman. We're now at 0-2. Is Zimmerman also going to replace Barron at short?
Tommy usually plays third base, so it'll be interesting to see how they might move things around.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on that for you, ladies and gentlemen. He slaps that one in this dead center, but right at the center fielder for a loud but still definitive out. So, not much. We got the single from Barshow, and that's it to end our portion of the fifth. So let us know when you see, Justice, who's going to be where on the defensive side of things.
So Zach West will still be out at shortstop, so it'll be interesting to see if Tommy just slides over to third base.
Okay, so they're sliding Zach from third to short. Right?
Yep. Looks like it.
And then they're keeping Lutz at second.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Zimmerman at third now. We have West moves from third to short. That's some versatility to be able to play both third and short. Have you seen a lot of that from him?
I mean, he originally came in as a shortstop, but he showed
Okay.
he had some arm strength, so they kind of just slid him over to third and let him work there.
And it is still Allen?
Yep.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be moving into the top of the sixth here. We are down 9-1. It has been and so Allen against Skorupski here. And that is chopped to third. The long throw. Got him.
They got him.
Nicely done by Zimmerman, who just came into the game.
Yep.
Is he known? Is he known for that kind of an arm?
I mean, him and Finn have been locked down on third all year for us, so we have faith in him.
Okay, that'll be one away. And Mr. Scott now stands in. Scott is 0 for 2 on the day. He was hit by pitch. Well, I don't know. I have it marked that he reached on an error last time. Scott, what do you have for that? This is where I got confused. Or was it ruled a single? You ruled it a single because he hit it so hard. Okay, fair enough. Okay. That is drilled in the hole between short and second for a hit. No doubt about that one. Okay. So, Allen surrenders a base hit. Oh, will they get him? Yes, they will. Did they call him
say
out?
Him safe. They're going to say his foot never hit the bag.
Well, I don't know about that. I thought his foot was on the bag, but I guess they're going to rule that for Everett an infield single. Is that what we're saying?
I don't know. I don't know if that's an error or a single.
Sigh. Okay, either way, we now have runners on first and second. This brings Richards to the plate. And what do you have on Richards so far today? A walk.
Ground out, and then two
walks, right?
Yep.
Okay. Richards officially, game changer, has him as 0 for 1. That would explain it. The ground out and the 2 walks. That is skied in the air. Garabedian settles under it. This time he will use his glove. And that is going to be a pop to third. See, I thought that was funny. But okay, runners on first and second now. And we have flipped things. Things have shifted. The position is at the top again with Jackson, who's had an eventful day. He's got a couple of hits. He's been picked off. We do have 2 outs. It is 9-1 Union here. We're probably drifting towards mercy rule territory. What do you think, Justice?
So I just found out that it's a 10-run mercy rule, so
Okay.
they would have to score one more.
Garabedian again, this time no dice. Say that again for the
So I
fans.
think it's 10 after 6, so they would have to score one more run here, and then we would have to put up a 0 in order for that to happen. But
And again, because it's a regional doubleheader, are these 9-inning games we're playing, or are they 7?
1 7 and 1 9 inning game.
So this one is 7.
I'm assuming so. I think this one is a 7 inning, yes.
We're learning along the way here, ladies and gentlemen, in real time, right before your eyes. Light bulbs are going off, and you're watching it. Here comes the pitch. That is drilled into the hole on the right side this time. The runner comes around. They're going to make a play, and he is out at the plate. Nice throw. We had the right fielder to the first baseman to the catcher.
Beautiful relay.
Beautiful relay. So somehow, I don't know how one scores this. I'm just going to say single and then assist 9, and we're just going to be happy there because what I write down doesn't matter to anybody but me. That said, they got no runs that inning.
Yeah.
That was nice to see.
Nice to hold them again.
Yes. Okay. So who do we even have? We're going to have McLaughlin, we're going to have Garabedian, and we're going to have Gilden. So we're in the heart of things here. Standing up. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, so we have Bay coming back out again for the bottom of the 6th. I mean, only letting up 1 run today. He's showing that he's been their superior weapon so far. So the first pitch will be hit in the air, and it'll tail to left. And the shortstop actually covering quite some range to catch that for the first out of the inning. So now we have Garabini up to bat for the Lancers with 1 out.
Yeah, thanks for the great call on that, Justice. We do have what do you guys call him? Gabbo?
Yeah, we call him Gabbo.
Gabbo
Garabini.
stands in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 2 fly balls. That is hit hard down the right field line, but the right fielder drifts in. Another fly out. So 2 quick outs for Mr. Bay as he is having quite the afternoon so far. Ha-ha. The wind blew my papers, but I caught them. Showing off a little bit of my athleticism there. Now Gilden stands in. Gilden also 0 for 2. Well, there's a lot of that going around, it looks like, this season against Bay.
Yeah.
A lot of 0-fers. Okay. Here comes the pitch. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Looks like they're going to call that a ball low.
Yeah. And we are closing in on the end of the game anyway. I mean, here, if it's a 7-inning game, we're in the bottom of the 6th. Gilden swings and misses, and that will even the count. He's got a big cut.
Yeah.
Gilden does. He swings like, like he wants it. But you don't need to knock it to Mars right now. You need base runners. And there's a sharply hit ground ball, killed a bunch of worms, the shortstop with the easy throw, and that will end pretty and easy as you please, the bottom of the 6th. Okay, not the most happy turn of events score-wise, Justice, but it is a gorgeous day to be at lovely Doomsday Corner, and we would love to see some of you come out for the second game. We have a whole other 9-inning game coming up next, right? Tell everybody about how much fun you're seeing people have out here.
I mean, you're seeing people, you're seeing kids. I mean, yesterday we even had some pets come along. Everybody's enjoying the sun. It's just a lovely Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of people brought their own furniture, which is interesting. You know, like the fold-out chairs and stuff. They post up. We also have these, aluminum benches, which I guess a lot of people prefer not to sit in those. So if you do have one of those comfy chairs, with the cup holder and whatnot, come on out, bring yourself a snack. Enjoy some baseball with us. But thank you so much for being here with Justice and I. Even when we're behind in the score, it is a privilege and an honor to be able to bring these games to you guys. And tell us a little bit about this new pitcher we've got on the mound, Justice.
So we have Landon Wakeland coming in for us as relief late in the game. I mean, all you can hope here is just keep damage at a minimum and at least give your hitters the best chance you can to come back in this game.
So let's see if I can bring up some information on Wakeland. And I will do that in just a moment. I'm just getting my papers straight. Wakeland, big left-handed pitcher. Big right-handed pitcher. He's 6'3", and he is from Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada.
One of the Canadians.
A Canadian player. And how many players from Canada do we have on this team?
I think we're at 5 or 6.
Wakeland on the year is sporting he's not made a lot of appearances so far. 4 appearances, and the ERA not so low. We're up over 15 there.
Yeah.
But you get the impression with that few of an appearances, maybe there was just one outing that really kind of got him.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens here. It looks like are we back at the top of the order yet again, or where are we? I've got my game changer on. It looks like it's going to be Tallarico as we lead off the 7th. Is that what you got?
Let's see. What number is he? 7?
Yep.
Number 7. Yep.
Okay. So here we go, and he has homered and singled today. Drilled into center field. Barshaw goes back and open the window. Aunt Minnie, there she goes. That is the second dinger. A tater, if you will, a deep, deep fly. That's the kind of ball that has stamina.
Yeah.
And he gives the low 5 to the third baseman as he rounds the bases. And so Tallarico is having himself a day, Justice, at the plate. Oh, and it is an exciting... Oh, how the fortunes have turned. Yesterday it was our dugout. Today it's their dugout showing enthusiasm. Maybe we'll, who knows what'll happen. And we have a whole nother game to play, though. Meanwhile, Elrod steps in. He has flied out, been hit by a pitch, popped out, and homered. So he's had an eventful day himself. And that is a big, big cut.
Yeah.
But it comes up empty, so we're 0-1. And with the 0-1 count, here comes the pitch. A sharp grounder to third. Zimmerman's all over it. Oh, and Garabedian with the stretch. Easy as you please. Well, Zimmerman comes right in, and they're hitting the ball right at him. So, it's like, welcome to the game, Tommy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get some action early.
Yeah, Kirksey, I believe, will be coming up next. This young man been placed right in the middle of the lineup by Union. Many RBIs on the season. He has singled and doubled today. He's 2 for 4. The count is now 1-0. That is chopped. Garabedian's there. The throw to Wakeland. Got it.
Got him.
Nice play. This time it's an out. So,
Yep.
we're still feeling some feelings about it. a couple.
It was an out last time.
Yeah. Blake says it was an out last time too, and I'm right there with him. And so now Underwood to the plate. He's got a couple of singles, a fly to right and a pop out to the pitcher. So here we go for Mr. Underwood. And that is called high, I guess. 1-0 count for Wakeland. What kind of pitches does Wakeland sport? What are we looking at here?
I know he throws a changeup. I know that was his pitch that he was working with Schreiner along with the fastball, and I think a slider instead of a curveball.
A little bit of chin music there up top. Nothing doing. The count is now 2-0 to Mr. Underwood. Wakeland checks his wristband. Fascinating to me how you guys do that.
Yeah.
I remember, well, I'll tell you a story in between innings here that you might enjoy about my son when we went to see a Braves game a couple of summers ago. But right now, let's see what happens here. We are sitting on a 3-0 count, so it's definitely a dominant count for Underwood. But the umpire liked that pitch, and so now we're at 3-1. I liked it too. It's just that it feels like a lot of the corner pitches have not gone our way today.
Yeah.
Certainly for Lincoln, but here we are at 3-1. Popped very high. Garabedian, who has had a busy day over there, is not going to get to that one. Drifts into the Union section of things. That'll fill the count. 3-2. Wakeland has battled back a little bit here, Justice.
Yeah.
All right. So both the hitter and the pitcher take a moment to recalibrate. And here we are at 3-2. And a swing and a miss. So, yeah, I was just going to tell you, we went to see the Braves game, and we were sitting sort of close on the left field side, or to where we could see the outfield pretty well. And my son, who's in college here at USCL, he saw Michael Harris, doing something with his hands, and he was like, "Is he on his phone?" And I was like, "No, dude, they're not on social media. This is Major League Baseball. He's checking where to go." But it was just so funny because he thought all he knew was that Harris had something in his hand. It's like, no, they're not on their phones texting.
He's like, what is he doing?
What is he doing? Well, you know how you young kids are. You always think people be texting. So it looks like they're going to let Bay go for the complete game. And I don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown that he can get him through the game
Well, the
so
pitching
far.
economy has been there for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not thrown a lot of pitches. You're not really risking anything here. Meanwhile, we are going to come to the plate, and in the last frame of this contest, it looks like it's going to be Wilson, West, and Welch. Let's see if we can at least do a little damage here.
Yeah.
The score is 10-1, though. After that home run in the last inning by Tallarico, that was his second home run of the game, too. So a little extra demoralizing there. But here we are in the seventh with Wilson coming to the plate. One of my favorite Fish songs is called Wilson. Didn't like that call, and so now it's 1-0. That's outside, 2-0. Nice and patient behavior by Wilson here. And that is outside, so a very favorable count. We have not seen him go 3-0, I believe, all day. Wilson being very patient. And that is called on the outside corner. He's now 3-1. He's 0 for 2 on the day. A pair of fly balls to center, as it turns out. Count is now 3-1. No, that's not going to do it. So, my goodness, I'm going to double check, but I believe that is indeed the first walk that Bay has surrendered in this contest.
It's impressive.
Very impressive. And so now, let's see if we can't exploit this. We've got West coming up with a runner on.
And they might be getting ready to take him out.
Yeah, they're going to talk. I think what he's probably wanting to know is something like, is your arm tired, right? I mean, he's thrown 77 pitches, but
looks like they're going to take him
are
out.
they
anyway.
taking him out?
Yep. For number 13.
Okay. I can certainly track that down. Let's make sure that's the truth. Yeah, he gets a nice hand from the crowd, and he sure deserves it. That was a heck of a performance, you guys. So you just tip your cap to that, and I certainly see why the Union bench is being so affectionate. Number 13, is that what you're telling me?
Yep.
His name is Braden Campman. 9.95 ERA, 11 strikeouts on the season, 6 walks, only 6 1/3 innings pitched overall. The batting average against seems to be 227.
Okay.
So, interesting stat sheet there. Are we muted? Okay. Unmute us. Sorry, we were having a private conversation there. We have actually ordered some lunch that we're going to have in between games. We're taking care of business there. Blake is graciously on his way to go grab that. And so now we do have the left-hander Braden Campman dealing here. What do you think, Justice? What's the mentality when you're down by this many runs and it's the last inning? What are the guys talking about in the dugout?
I mean, it's never too late to try to win a game, but also you kind of want to build some momentum going into the next game. So just being smart at bats, hitting the ball hard, seeing the pitcher. I mean, first left-hander of the day, so make some adjustments.
Yeah, and he's a big, tall left-hander, it looks like to me, just from where I'm sitting. I agree with that. Like, you're never out of it, but baseball's a game of momentum, and if you can just give yourself something to build on, right?
Yep.
Then that can have an effect later. So let's see what happens here. Zach West stands in. He had a big day yesterday at the plate, obviously. Today he has doubled and grounded to the pitcher, and the wind is just all over us here. And the first pitch from Campman is a ball, 1-0. Inside, I guess, is what we're saying.
Yeah, look close, but we'll take it.
Here comes the second pitch, and that is very inside. He sends the runner, and the runner, I guess, is we're going to call that a stolen base. Why not? Stolen base from Wilson. Runner now in scoring position for West. And Campman digs back in with the count not in his favor. It's 2-0 count. And the pitch. That is drilled down the left field line, but it looks like it's hooking foul.
Yeah, it's a good swing.
Yeah, no, he put some spark into that. Yeah, he got all of that sucker. All right, let's see what we get here now. Foul ball, loud foul, loud strike, 2-1. And that is going to miss on the inside part of the plate. We're now at 3-1. I love it, man. Like you said, just give me a little action here.
Yeah.
Let's see some damage, some momentum, if you will. That is weakly lined to second. The runner is going to not do anything foolish. I believe that's going to bring up, well, I think we have a pinch hitter here, don't we?
Yep, so we got Sebastian Cazorla actually pinch hitting for us.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about this young man, number 4, right?
Yep, another Canadian, a lot of power. I mean, just in today in BP, I'm pretty sure he hit like 2 or 3 over the fence.
Really? Okay, so we have another player from Canada. This is his first at bat of the day, Cazorla. It's a good moment to, rotate some players when you're trailing like this. And, we still have no outs. Or no, we have the 1 out, excuse me. We're one away, runner in scoring position. The score is 9-1 Union, as it has certainly been their day so far. And the delivery. Drilled in the hole between short and third. The runner will stop at third very wisely. So Cazorla gets a hit with his first at bat of the day.
Yeah.
That's got to feel pretty good, right?
Come in, get a hit. Now you're looking for your next at bat in the next
Now we got
game.
Barshaw coming up. Adjusting my headset here. Barshaw stands in with runners on first and third. He has been a bright spot for Calhoun today. He's 2 for 2 on the day. So that's pretty good. Let's see what he can do here. That ball is poured in for a strike. 0-1 count. Our last stand of the first game, the bottom of the 7th. We do have some runners in scoring position. The story of this game so far, Justice, really, you've got to say, was Connor Bay.
Yeah.
Carson Bay, excuse me, for Union. He threw a dominant performance, and Union was able to put runs on the board for him. But I'd say that he's kind of like what stood out to me. What about you?
I mean, allowed 1 run through 6 innings.
Yep, there's a wild pitch that's going to score Wilson. Cazorla will advance to second. And it is now 9-2, 10-2, 10-2. Barshaw now with a chance to get an RBI. Got a runner on second with 1 away. Grounded in the hole. He's probably going station to station here. That will not score the run. Instead, though, a third single for Barshaw. We now have runners on first and third. Justice, and so this is what you're talking about, right? We're seeing a little spark here as we go back to the top of the lineup for Lutz. Be nice to see Isaiah just put a charge into the ball here, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, so far he's got 1 single on this day. He's 1 for 3. Let's see what he can do here. That ball is inside. So they're making things a little disorganized for Campman so far, right? Like they're making things a little bit, unravel with the sweater thread kind of stuff. A big hit here, and the umpire didn't like that one either. It's too far inside. We are at 2-0. The catcher wants to talk. They're going to try to fix that sweater, mend it before it unravels a little more. What happened there? Like, you think they got crossed up on the kind of pitch?
Maybe he called a curve or something and he threw a fastball, or maybe he's just saying, hey, look, we got a big lead, so just throw some strikes.
That would definitely seem the common sense approach. Just pour a bunch of strikes in there and dare Lancaster to score 8 runs. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say that is what the catcher is speaking. So here's Lutz with a 2-0 count. Runners on first and third. That ball is down the middle. He, like you said, throw some strikes. Well, there's one of them.
Yep.
The count is now 2-1 for Campman, facing off against our own Isaiah Lutz. He's going to throw to first here, and that confuses me a little bit. I mean, I just don't see how we're running here down 10-2, but you never know. He's a lefty. You know, lefties like to be picking people off, I guess. And the pitch is incoming. The umpire looks away. Very favorable count for Lutz now, 3-1. Here comes the pitch. That is called for a strike. Lutz had thrown the bat, but no. It is now a full count. What do you think? Lutz thought that pitch missed. What do you say?
I mean, he must have saw it low. It looked a little low to me, honestly, but.
Well, now we have a full count. The pitch incoming. That is low, and now it is going to be ducks on the pond. Bases are loaded for Zimmerman.
Yep, we got Tommy Zimmerman up to bat now.
Okay.
And it looks like their coach will be coming out for.
Maybe to take him out?
Possibly. Yeah, I think they're going to switch pitchers here. So it looks like we have number 73 coming in for the game. Yeah, Union will go for a pitching change here. Didn't like what they saw. I mean, bring in a guy, you want him to get some outs and finish the game, but he let up too many runners on for comfort, so it looks like they'll go to number 73 here. So it looks like Akins will be the pitcher for Union here.
Are you surprised they changed pitchers there and brought in Akins, given the big lead? Like, what do you think their manager was thinking there with that early hook on that reliever?
They might be getting a little nervous now, kind of creeping towards that lead. The lead might be coming down a little bit too much
This
for
is
their
Gage
comfort.
Atkins. He hasn't surrendered or not Gage. Well, maybe. It says. Yeah, no, this is going to be Landon Akins. They have two players named Akins. This guy has a 6.23 ERA. Okay, so here we go. Bases are still juiced, just like we promised you. Hit very high in the air. It looks like it's going to go to the second baseman. And that'll be out number 2. Okay, so bases remain juiced.
Looks like, yeah, Finn McLaughlin will be up to bat. It's the guy you want with bases loaded. He's got the power to do it, so let's see.
You love a lot of power. And, I mean, yeah, if you could put a charge into the ball here, that would be very happy-fying for all. Bases are loaded. Akins looks in. There are 2 outs. We are down 10-2. Trying to show some life here, though, nonetheless. And we are showing some life. We have loaded the bases. We have our one of our RBI leader at the plate. Not much more we could ask in this situation, given the score. A big cut, but it's fouled backwards. I think McLaughlin would just love to get a hold of one here just for morale purposes, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. The pitch is incoming. It is a 1-1 count to the big left-handed hitter. And the umpire does like that pitch. It is now 1-2, so Lancaster down to its last strike in game one. When the chips are down, the desperation sits in. What will he do? He fouls that one off to keep us in suspense. Hanging on by that sweater thread. Regathers himself a little bit there, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the last, possibly the last out of the game. We are in the bottom of the seventh, down 10-2, but we're making a little noise here. We got the bases loaded. We got Finn McLaughlin at the plate. Let's see what happens. And the pitcher steps away for a second. Everybody's like trying to dial in here, I guess. And they are dialing in, and the pitch is coming. And he hits it high, high, high in the air, towering above us all, and the first baseman drifts in. And ladies and gentlemen, that will end game one. Justice, final thoughts on Union's impressive victory there.
I mean, you saw that the best pitcher they had, he showed why he was their best. Put up a lot of zeros and only one. So I think now that he's out of the game, I think we have a lot to look forward to for game two.
I think that's right. And, I mean, we're going to be very happy to bring you guys 9 more innings. And we'll talk a little bit more. I don't know, Blake, what time do you think? Well, we've got to find out, you guys. I mean, the game was originally scheduled for 4 o'clock. But sometimes umpires make different decisions depending on when game one ends. So, you know, they may start. We expect to go live in about 40 minutes. I myself will put another link live for you guys to go to on YouTube. But for now, for 40 minutes or so, Justice and I are going to rest our silky voices, right, my friend? And we'll be back. This is Nick Lawrence. Go ahead and take us home there, Justice.
Like Nick Lawrence said, it's time to rest our silky voices so we can be available for game two to you guys. We appreciate you having us for this first game and look forward to seeing you back